What's good? You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. Now, as we're building information and building different things, it's very important we discuss some other factors. Shout to CommenterNation, Commenter Universe, Commenter Galaxy. Let them know what it is. Hop down in that description, subscribe to TheCzarr so I can give more information dealing with sources that I have that I always hold out on. We're compiling, and by the time I reach my goal, we're going to have everything together that I'm not releasing on this channel. And here's my thing. Now we're going to discuss a video that I've seen, and I've seen it a couple of times, but I'm going to have the commenter's name. Two commenters recently resent this video. Yes, S Money, you probably did send this video, but it's getting later into the case and things, and if you sent it, it was earlier when I wasn't doing it. I will admit that a lot of commenters such as Miss Mac, S Money, and the Peaceful Attorney do send me videos and things that I don't always get to look at. And shout to my Instagram and Twitter followers. Got my messages rocking. Keep them coming. Keep sending information. We'll keep discussing certain topics in the way that you want to discuss them. What I'm going to talk about is the video where XxxTentacion says, as he said before, and I quote, Broward County has corrupt officers. This is what he was saying the whole time. Now we're seeing that not on the news that they're coming out with this. Think about this. Did this not work perfect for a purpose? And does the news not work in favor of officers and different things? More than likely because they're alleged friends behind the scenes. Is this possible? Does any newscaster not have an officer that's a friend? Is that not possible? So when they release news and they're like, guys, don't release that. Because the media releases everything else. Pictures, everything. That's everyone else violating everyone's constitutional rights. But then when it comes to actually speaking on incidents, they don't want to come out and say it. Let alone, especially if they're getting exposed as a force that's using tax money to protect, but they have people in there corrupt that they're not checking right away. This is very important things to look at. I mean, think about it. How real is that? How real is that scenario? Now, thinking that if he was saying they were corrupt, now we're seeing they're actually coming out corrupt. Don't you see the pattern that when people are actually talking about it, mentioning it, they try and cover up anymore? You see, the reason I brought up the issues in PA was simply because of this. Why should I have to have ride by a sign that had the KOONS written on the sign in spray paint? Think about that. Think of how serious that is. You know, it's not even right. It's not even some sort of thing that should have ever happened. It's not even the fact that happened, and discerning between whether it was right or wrong, you should never have gotten to a point. So do they use prejudice to rule? I ask you. If there's a derogatory term that was spray painted on the sign, they removed it way late, right after I made a video earlier in my career when I had about 100, 200 views average. I made a video. They pulled it down that next day. So what does that tell me? Number one, they've been watching my channel for a long time. That's why I asked, do they really think other people aren't watching it who are above them? And number two, it was one of them things where I had to let it slide because they wore the uniform at that time, and my channel wasn't at a certain point. But now I'm at a different stratosphere as far as what I'm doing with my channel, how I'm growing it. And now it's like the implications of what you did is going to play out again. And again, like I said, if I have to pay the piper, I'm making everybody pay the piper, especially with the things I didn't tell that y'all did, as such as writing KOONS on a sign. Let alone, if you guys don't understand, usually COONS is written on it. And I don't know YouTube guidelines, and I don't want them to think that I'm slanging some racist term, even though I'm African American. Regardless, they have a system that listens to voices. But the K on the front of it is literally showing that you're directly involved with a racist group, a group that uses race to govern. The K is replaced with the C. I'm not dumb. So what that's telling me is that there's some law enforcement here that are prejudiced. Or you would have never spray painted that on a sign, right? You did that. And I don't care who dislikes this. The more you dislike, I'm gonna tell you what. The dislike's just gonna make me assume that it's the officers doing it. And then I'm just gonna know you're a racist. So next time you look me in my eye, just know I'm looking at a racist. I don't care. You did that. And if you supported it, you did it. Regardless. If you thought it was funny, you did it. Because here's my thing. Most officers that do stuff like that When you were young without the badge on your hand, most dudes were probably coming up snuffing you, stuffing you in lockers, telling you go get my lunch money. That's why you feel powerful in your uniform. And if they never did that, trust me, if you were over here at school with us, we would have did it to you. That's just what I'm saying. Because we ain't playing with no weird people. And it's not even a race-related thing. People that think like you do, there's no respect for you. I'd say the same thing to an African-American that hates Caucasian people. Because I don't believe in tribalism. I'm not a person that pushes some type of black power agenda. That's not even what I've done. You never heard me. I'm for the equal rights of all people. All rights reserved if you didn't get it. But here's my thing. You pay for it in the end. I don't care if you slide through the cracks and I don't have your file or information and you go squeaky clean through. There's hell to pay. And then you get to learn for the rest of your soul's eternity. I'm not worried about that. I'm not even worried about the blacks that try and bypass it, that try and act within the system like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And my thing is, it's not because of respect, it's because there's fear. There's no fear. Do you get that? The only fear that there is that I might miss out on my favorite episode. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's no fear when it comes to evil. And the thing is, you're a coward that feels powerful with a gun, that has abused law for centuries. That is the basis of a corrupt officer. It doesn't have nothing to do with you pull your gun and abuse the law just to get away with it. You are what you are, sending around Head Wario. Oh, let me tell you this. And if you didn't stick in, you're going to miss the story. Head Wario now following me to another spot I go to. That's okay. Look, you're dumb because I never said you can't show up where I'm at. I said show up to be my power source. You're still too dumb to even realize what that means. I don't know if there's a language transition not understood there. You don't mean anything to me, ultimately. And here's my thing. You just know not to touch me, to make no bodily contact with me. And you could go ahead and do that. You could go ahead and try and be tough and do that. But listen, you're just going to be the sacrificial lamb, I guess, for them. That's what I'm saying. You're getting sent around on a sacrifice mission. And you're not even realizing what you're really doing because you're just getting told to do something. I don't know whether you're getting paid to do it by your cousin or whatever. I don't understand if Head Mario's like, go over there and see what he's up to or whatever, or however it's going. But Head Wario showed up and with a MacGyver outfit to the T. I mean, the suit jacket, the jeans. What'd you do? Go to the kiddie section and find a special going on? Real talk. You would have had to. Guys, this isn't to be funny. This is what it is. You would have slid over to the kids section like, oh, they got suit jackets for kids now? You would have tried that on? Like, yeah. And how I knew you showed up, I seen you before you even seen me. All I saw was your head. I didn't even see, like, guys, I didn't even see him come in. I saw his head. And then I was like, Head Wario said, like, that's how I identify you. That's how I identify you. That's sad, man. Let's talk about when Head Wario went in the spit game. Head Wario, don't lie. Did I not give you tips? Man mindset. Shout to the channel. Man mindset. Now, what did I do? I walked in. I was chilling. I listened to your conversation this day. And this was another day. You literally sat up there in a coffee shop, okay? You said to her, you like to drink coffee. Are you kidding me? Head Wario, you didn't even say your name. You didn't even shake her hand. You didn't even she laughed, said yeah, and kind of walked away. I can't make this part up, guys. Head Wario, he sat in his seat like, guys, I didn't laugh because at that point it was sad. I was like, you know what? This guy's spending all his time trying to find out where I'm at, follow me for somebody, but he's really being left to dry. Well, let's be real. Head Mario, your wife's probably elsewhere getting it in, but that's another discussion for another time. Because I allegedly seen her with somebody else in your whip. You see how it gets back to you? You see how you pay for it in there? That's another discussion. But listen, Head Wario, you literally sat there smiling. And it's like all your dudes spit game that way. I heard the one dude spitting game. He thought it was going well. No, dummy. She was just talking to you because you were sitting there right beside her side. Like you weren't getting nowhere. That's why I'm not worried about y'all. Y'all don't have no game to talk to no woman there. You follow me around like it's cool. Head Wario goes to the kids section to get his suit jackets. Like, I'm not worried about you. Listen, and this is no disrespect. There's a certain fashion trend and style that we know is normalized to cultures. You guys literally try to do the same dressing style as some type of detective, as some established Caucasian man, where he can make the suit jacket and jeans look professional. You guys look like idiots in it because you're midgets. Like, when I say midgets, these guys, I'm not saying like 5'6", 5'7". I'm saying you guys are like 5'2", 5'4". You look stupid. You really look dumb. You don't look like some type of grown man. I think you're someone's growing boy that just happens to be around. Like, I don't find that stuff effective. Even if you show up, I start laughing. Tell me one time you showed up and I was like, oh no, oh man. Like, you never see me like that. I'm like this. Like you were looking at that girl's back. The same way. Listen, it gets to a point where you gotta learn when to be an adult and when to do your kiddish, childish things. It doesn't make no difference. I'm not affected by you in a negative way. If anything, your energy for me, and I sap you of anything you have that's justifiably useful to this society you could bring. Because you're not just messing with a potential mastermind of anything, you're messing with a master at his craft. Like, I perfect my craft every second around. Whether it's coming in contact with you or I'm on these videos, there's a difference. Look, guys, I did a whole series here. These dummies sat around trying to harass the whole series. What? Because you're afraid that I'm going to say what the industry your cousin works in does? Or you're afraid I'm going to say that your cousin's colorblind in the industry? And that's abnormal? Or, like, I'm not even bringing stuff out like that. I'm not even bringing stuff out. But then you want to still sit around seeing your guy around. God forbid you ever catch me out somewhere with an ICU. Like, come on. Come on. I'm not even hunting for you guys. Even after the incident, was I hunting for you? No, because I knew you're a punk simp. I knew you guys were punks. Why would I hunt for a punk? Don't the greatest hunt for the greatest? Like, understand, wouldn't a master hunt for another master to do combat? You guys are just butt. Why would I just hunt? And you sit up there inviting a bunch of man butt around you like it's protection. Like, all your guys, like, if I was seriously out for beef, like, I wouldn't call, since you guys want to say, think they're thugs, oh, he's on thugs, since I wouldn't call a couple black guys, matter of fact, I'd call a couple white guys too, just so you know I'm not tribal, it's not tribalism, and that people actually have my back, and they'd duff you out. I never did that, did I? But you showed up with all those people thinking that you were special. You showed up with all them dudes thinking it was terrorizing. Like, guys, I feel bad for you. Only one of you I seen show up with a woman over like a 2-3 year period. I'm scared now that you guys like man butt. Because you're like, oh, look at this guy doing videos. I don't know what your intentions are now. Redhead Troll Lady hasn't made an appearance since my video. So I know she watches. And she talks to your cousin who probably tells it to you in his language. That's okay. I have a question, Head Mario. Being so fat and sloppy, you're sloppy fat, okay? Did you ever think, I'm far away from my wife, she's probably getting it in with someone who's 50 to 100 pounds less than me? You ever think that? And you know what, as a friend, there was one day I was going to walk up to you and go like, yo, I seen the woman who I remember you showing up with riding in your car with some other guy. Real talk. Real talk. That's how real of a person I am. I was about to tell you that. But I just said, you know what? Never mind. Maybe it's something that goes on and maybe she needs a release from this fat, sloppy crap that sits there and thinks his money dictates his worth. That's the problem. All you guys who think the money dictates your worth, that's what you get. Authority who support this, you're the problem. Authority snorting lines and smoking L's on the, and then going to work with your service pistol. You're the problem because you're going to work with a service pistol. And I'm supposed to respect you when the badge is on, but when it's off, you're behind closed doors doing stuff. A lot of you do it. I know. And I haven't dropped names yet, have I? I haven't even gotten to that point yet. So here's what I'm saying. Keep the games playing. Every time I see it, I put another check mark. I put another strike. I put another strike. You're going to see me doing different media. I'm still putting strikes. Because you think it's a game. You think that, the Broward County thing didn't go down. And I actually don't have sources that are lawful. All rights reserved.